Hey guys, welcome to the ranch. We have a Swisher 44 tow behind trail mower. So the Briggs 11.5. We are sharpening some blades today, balancing some blades. And I'm selling this unit, so I'm just getting it all tuned up before she goes, but it's been an awesome unit for me. I've used it for the past year. It's just, I have too much. So I'm replacing it with a 66-inch, which I just made a deal on. And then, yeah, I have a gentleman come to probably pick this up tomorrow, so just gonna do a few maintenance items on it so it's ready to go for him. I did a quick run around the yard yesterday, but I'll do a little bit more tonight. I've got a leaky tire, so I'm gonna see if I can plug that. And yeah, just making sure these two blades are up to snuff, clean up the air cleaner, and yeah, should be good. Here we go. So, keep your top and bottom figured out. We'll lock this guy in. First of all, we'll check if it's balanced. Throw it on a screw. You can see this side's quite a bit heavier. I've paid attention that that's the top. So when I put this in my vise to grind it down, I will do that side a little bit more. Tricky to do with one hand here. Anyways, we'll do that. I'll take a little bit more off this side, then I'll do this side, then I'll check it again, and I'll keep touching it up until they balance. But this has been an awesome unit. I will get this all dialed in, and then we'll take her for a run around the yard, and I'll show you how she works. But it's awesome. I pull it with Big Red over here, which is just a phenomenal machine. 1985, still kicking. 40 years old. Dang, I love this thing. It's really fun cutting grass with the Trike. You're so maneuverable, on, off, so fast. You gotta be careful, because they are tippy, especially on the hilly terrain that I got out here. But if you have the means, I highly recommend it. Okay, we'll just do a little hair here. I've got one of these flapper discs on. They work really nice. You're just gonna do sweeping motions across the top, and that's it. That's really all you gotta do. Definitely don't recommend this with a single hand, but basically, that's what you're doing. Yeah, a big divot in there. If I hit a rock, we'll try and smooth that out a little bit more. Okay, also safety concern is my shirt's kind of flowy here. Last thing I want is that to get wrapped up in there, because this will just suck it right into me. So I'm gonna button this up and be a little more careful and not do it one-handed. All right, there we go. Pretty good. Pretty good. I had it on and off a few times. We got her dialed. Hey, Diesel. Hey, buddy. So that's good. We'll throw her back on. To the top, to the bottom. I could have done more, but okay, so I got the tire off. Super simple. Literally all you got to do is pull this cotter pin out, and then that washer that keeps the wheel on its bearing on the shaft. So that whole assembly comes out. We got a grease zerk right there, so we'll grease both bearings as well. But now we're going to see why this guy is leaking. The tires are kind of cracked, so it's hard to say if it's leaking through the cracks or if there's a hole somewhere. So I've got a little kit that I picked up off Amazon at one point. Works out great. I've used it before, so it's super simple to do. We'll spray this guy with soap and we'll inflate it up real good. So we'll look for bubbles and then we'll put a patch in that spot. Tire's back on. It is not holding air. I've discovered it's the valve stem that's leaky, so I have one of these little Makita inflators. So I can say that with me. That's nothing at all for that to pump that up for me to keep using it. I will take that off and get that fixed however I need to. There's a tube or whatever, or another tire. No big deal, but the guys let me know he's not coming to pick it up now tonight, alas. So the new Swisher, I'm hoping this guy can still pull no problem. They're super fun, and if that's the case, I got a little 185 back there. That's I'm gonna get dialed in, and hopefully that's a little guy, even smaller Trike pulling this thing around. It'd be super fun. So one other thing, I just went to restart this thing and it was not moving and it wouldn't turn over. Usually it pulls, like, so first or second pull, it's going. So it's like, what the heck? And they're like, oh, right, the spark plug wire. This is a huge safety thing. Whenever you're working on something like a mower with blades, you disconnect the spark plug, because in most cases, when you're spinning the blades, that's connected to the belt drive, which is connected directly to the engine shaft, and you can cold crank it. So Imagine you're pulling it around, or you're torquing it. You're putting a lot of energy into it with a big torque driver, like what I was using there. And all of a sudden that spins and it starts going and you're under there. That's not a good time. So you pull the spark plug. That way when it cranks over, there's no spark to ignite the ignition. So anyways, there you go. A little bit of wisdom. And we're going to go run this thing. Which reminds me, I'm going to go put my headphones on because it's loud. The new toolbox. The ground is very unlevel. We were making do. At some point we'll fix this, but bigger fish to fry at the moment. Yeah, so let's have at her, have some fun. This is a pretty great, pretty simple system. You got your choke, your little throttle here, on-off switch. This thing can be problematic. It's just bumpy enough out here that after a while, it kind of loosened off the connection, and that can be problematic. So I took this out, I rubbed it off, sprayed some contact cleaner, put it back together, and it immediately ran way better. So that's something to consider. Here's your adjustment for height. I've just got mine cranked up pretty nice and high. Rear chute. Otherwise, guys, it's pretty straightforward. Don't touch that after it's running, it gets very hot. Don't ask me how I know. Air filter is super easy to deal with. It's right underneath here. This little clasp comes up. Pop that guy out. I just gave her a real good brush or blowout with the air compressor. A lot of dust came out of that, so that's it. Oil. Give her a quick check before you run it. Looking still pretty good. I'm gonna probably change oil on this pretty quickly, especially if I end up keeping it for any period of time. I might still use, yeah, because the big 66 is gonna be a unit. This is still pretty nimble, so this might still have its place on the ranch here. Anyways, if that's the case, I'll get Rotella T6, 5W40 in this guy. Like, that's what's in everything, including the good old Honda. I do have to change the gear oil though. I've not changed the gear oil. I'll get it warm here and then I'll maybe change that as well. But anyways, with the spark plug wire now in, first try. There you go. Nice and easy. This is what turns on the blades. There you go. Swisher has a good video on swapping out the belt, so if you ever need to do that, I had to do it once. That's how you do it. Tally-ho! We'll talk about that soon. I just came here yesterday. Trail going all through there too, but it's a little bit too rough to pull this guy. That's the stuff I'll use the Rammy for. From out a brush mower that's actually built to tackle that kind of stuff. down part of the meadow here, the first half, and we'll head her back. Slightly challenging riding with the trike because it doesn't really appear like it on the camera, but it's pretty cool. So you can lean way off the side. That's what I can put down. Big stuff that still handles is fine. Just gotta slow it down a little bit. Up there. I won't run all the way down, but I'll turn back here. This is where I'm looking forward to the 66 though, because even if it's a little sketchy pulling with this thing, I can pull with the quad and not feel like I'm, underworking a 700-800cc quad. So I can make that path back and forth a couple times, and I got a nice 20-foot wide trail. So that's the idea behind that. There's a lot of grass out here. I don't cut it all. I just like to have a nice big wide path so that when we come back here, the wife, who absolutely hates ticks, can walk back here without getting ticks. Take the dogs out, they're not going to get ticks either, as long as they stay on the trail. So that's the idea. And the trike is just so much fun because if I see a rock or something, which there are lots of rocks out here, I can just pop off and grab it before, it creates a problem, which is nice. Front of that has seen a couple rocks. Not ideal, but it does happen from time to time. All it does is bang up the front of the mower deck a little bit. It doesn't actually hurt anything inside, but just cosmetic. But I don't like bumping rocks if I don't have to. Pond still doesn't hold water in a couple of years. It's still not improving, so I'll start looking at doing something for that. Nice job. The 66 is also heavier duty. It's a true floating deck. It's got some other benefits too, so looking forward to having that mower. Should have it here by the end of the week. Now Quadivator is going to help till up a bunch of this. There's actually fresh gravel at the moment. The leaves just got insane last year. So looking forward to getting those dealt with too. Wanted one of those for a long time. It's a pretty nice unit, low use, but the wheels need a bit of work. So we'll fix those up yet. There we go, guys. That'll do it for today. Down just a hair. That'll be it. All right, guys, catch you in the next one. The ranch life is the life. Turbo.